Hi guys, Time Finder UK back again. Well, you've seen part 1. Now, this is part 2. In part 1 you've met Karen, Penfold, Amos, lesbian that was going to get her tits out. Now you're going to meet Colin, real name Jim. Oh, and you're also going to meet Avon and Somerset Police. Enjoy guys.
Yeah, I've just been out there, mate. There's no private property, not even by there.
I actually find that quite funny.
Sun might have bleached it off, but you would have seen the...
No, it's definitely not private.
Definitely not private, is it? Oh, hang on a minute. Hang on. Hang on.
Genuinely, show me a private property.
Let's see if it's private. Hang on. Huh?
Just showing us where it says private land.
Is it private land?
Well, if it says private car park,
Alright. Might say private car park, right?
Hold on a second. Here's a sign that says all public callers. Why have you got a sign for the public if the public aren't allowed in?
Public car park there, mate.
Why have you got a sign for the public if the public ain't allowed in?
All public car.
Behind the barrier.
No,
Yeah.
I'm just saying, there's a sign.
Access to this
Yeah.
area
Oh, mate, don't bother. It's like educating pork.
appointment basis.
It's like educating pork, mate. Don't, come on.
The police is great. Don't see public from the medical assessment centre and nobody's there.
Did you 999 it?
Eh?
Did you 999 it?
Yeah.
What crime
did you?
report?
Yeah.
What crime did you report?
Oh, that's a waste. You know that's a waste of public money.
They said there's already been another call for it as well.
Yeah. And they still won't come? Wow. Chris, don't, because that's a... Hey, Tiz.
Taxpayers' money.
Sorry, mate. Ed. What's the section where you make a false report?
It's section
I thought
5.
you knew
Section
everything
5.
about the law.
Section 5 of the Criminal Law Act 1967.
Alright. And that's
the law.
making a false report? So when you ring the police, what crime did you report?
Trespassers.
Trespassers?
Civil matter.
Yeah.
Okay, that's a civil matter. Did you know that?
I told them my
They won't come because they know. They know. I'll be mighty surprised if they come.
This is the joys of flipping Callington bloody road.
This is DWP.
Yeah, but they all smoke off of there.
That's because that's their policy.
Ah, that's true.
Is it your policy that says no smoking on the grounds?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's okay then, I don't work for you.
By the blue gate.
That's okay.
I'm not subject to policy, I don't work here.
I don't work here. Policy doesn't trump law.
Just so you know, I'm recording for my own protection now, ever since you assaulted
And mine.
me.
Yeah, I want to look at that bunker, so we'll ask the police that we want to look at the bunker, and then we go.
Without doing my order. It's not happening. I'm not leaving here without doing my order. It's all you could have just spoke to me, mate, you know? Instead of coming out all aggressive, grabbing me and stuff. You could have just spoke to me. I'm not an unreasonable person. Do you know what I mean? You come out all aggressive like that and then react and then
Got on her bike. Oh, nice. She got the hang of it.
Oh!
I want them all to hear this. Cameras don't go anywhere down here, right?
One of the people pulled through. So we have this chap and the top there. Private property. They're filming everything. Everyone.
Excuse me, Constable. Just by this lady's Justice Act 72.
Not off the top of my head.
Alright, do you want to Google it?
Do you want to tell me what it is?
Yeah, I will actually.
Yeah.
It means that this is a public place. At
Okay.
the material time of opening. But basically, as long as I don't cross a barrier, physically cross a barrier, I'm allowed to be here. Also, I'd like to point out that this is DWP premises, which is the British government, which is funded by the people, the public, which is me and my good friend over here. I just want you to know now,
How
I
you doing,
won't
you
be
alright?
identifying and I will not be leaving. And when you educate these guys on the law, I'm going to continue on and carry on my work. Okay?
So what's your work then?
Yes, it doesn't matter. I don't answer questions.
Okay, but
What's your name and number before you speak to me?
pardon?
What's your name and number?
Is there any reason why
What's
you're
your
being
name
like
and
that?
number?
Why are you being
Don't
so
speak to me.
aggressive?
What's your name and number?
PC 1900 Carter from Broad Road Police Station.
Your name, sorry?
PC 1900 Carter from Broad Road Police Station.
All right. Your colleague's not identifying, so I'm not going to be speaking to him, okay?
To be fair, he doesn't have to identify
Yes, he
himself
does.
by
He's-
anything other than his number.
No, he doesn't. 3 forms of ID, so
Okay.
his uniform, his name,
Yeah.
and his number.
You can see his
Also,
number.
I notice your
Okay.
body-worn cameras are on. I'm going to say, please don't delete those. I will be requesting a copy.
Just wait a second.
And one other thing, just before we continue
Yes, Chris.
with this little, please don't identify myself in front of these people, please.
That's against
I'll
the
be
law
making
to
a complaint now,
identify
sir.
you. I'll be complaining
Okay?
about that as
I'll be
well.
making a complaint.
Okay.
You've just identified me.
Okay.
Okay, when a crime hasn't been committed.
You don't
Okay.
need
Okay,
to,
so you already know me. So I suggest you come over here.
Constable No Name,
No,
can
no.
I ask you why you're parked illegally without emergency lights on?
Yeah.
Why? Because we've attended an emergency incident. Blue lights illuminated our ambulance, okay?
No, I actually
That's
know
policy.
your policy, so I will
Okay.
be making a complaint.
Okay,
All right.
so,
Can we start from
no,
the beginning?
first, no,
and
we
explain
haven't
what's
started
going on?
nothing, because we haven't ascertained everything yet.
but I
So
don't know
first of
what's going
all,
on.
before I communicate
Doesn't
with
matter
you,
what's going on, just tell them we're allowed to do it.
okay,
'cause you know we are.
doesn't matter.
Okay.
Okay, so before we actually start, before we even go any further,
Yeah.
part of Avon and Somerset dress policy
Yeah.
is not that badge.
And it
Okay.
disgusts
Okay,
me
so it
that you're
disgusts
wearing
me.
I think
Okay.
it's
As a ex-serviceman who fought for this country,
should
okay,
be ashamed.
I find it very disrespectful.
Okay. That's fine.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I think we shouldn't even say anything. So I'm going no comment now. The next thing that's going
I
to
haven't
come
asked
out
you any
your
questions.
mouth, the next thing that's going to come out your mouth,
Yeah.
unless you want another complaint,
Yeah.
because doxing me, giving them my identification when no crime is been committed.
Okay. I haven't
It's wrong.
established whether no crime's committed yet.
No crime has been committed.
But I can't establish that. 'cause
Well, you
everyone's
try
having a go at
and
me straight
don't.
away.
There you go again, saying my name, aren't you?
I didn't. I said
You did.
everyone's having a go at me again.
Well,
Hello, boss.
go and establish then.
Are you ready to identify yet?
Are you ready to identify yet?
Pardon?
Are you ready to identify yet?
Because they're the law and they are public servants. They work for me.
They work for me. They have to.
They work for me. That's why.
No.
They work
Like
for
coming
me.
in
But
here
I
and
don't
filming.
work for any
Clean my car
public
as well.
body, do I?
Do you
So
not
I don't
work
have
for
to.
anyone at all?
Huh?
Yeah, we'll do.
Do
boss.
you not
We'll
work
do
for
all that.
anyone?
That's none of your business, my love.
Pay us money, pay for that.
Okay.
And what are you insinuating?
Right. Can I have
That
2
you've got too
seconds
much
just so I
time
can
on your
speak to them,
hands.
figure out
Yeah.
what the problem
Can I
is?
just, one more
Yeah.
thing though, without being aggressive, right?
Yeah.
I'm not willing to even talk to you until he identifies.
I already have.
No,
but
you
you're not
haven't.
listening 'cause you're too
Identify
busy
yourself
talking.
properly.
I already have.
No, do it properly for me. I
I'm
didn't
not
hear
going to do
you.
it a million times
Alright,
for you,
cool,
to be
I'm not
honest.
Number, name,
I already said it.
station
I already
attached
said
to.
it.
Don't walk to me giving me your bigs, because you ain't.
We're in a public place, aren't we?
885?
Yeah, you get it?
Yeah, that's right. I got it. Your body corn running?
Yeah, of course it is.
So's mine. It's been running
That's alright.
for about half an hour before I even walked in here.
Running if I show
And do you know what it's and do you know what it caught? It caught him assaulting him. It caught her assaulting me, and it also caught her assaulting me by pushing me. Okay, so when you're done, sir, we'll start listing offences then, yeah?
That completely wrong.
Okay, and it's all
Crime.
running. 2
Can I talk
cameras.
about crime? I've been assaulted twice here. This lady assaulted me and this gentleman assaulted me.
Okay. Can I
Would you like to see it?
Yeah, I
You
will.
can stay
I will see
rolling
it.
and I'll show them the pistol.
Yeah, I got multi-rolling.
I will see it. 2 seconds. Let me establish what this issue is, and then I'll establish that issue after. Yeah. Or else I'll get confused trying to deal with four
No
different
worries,
things at
no
once.
worries. I appreciate everyone's just shouting.
We got a call from security. 2 people come on site who don't work here.
Okay.
Come out, ask them to leave. They say they don't have to leave.
I got to sit down a minute.
This building's currently on a 100. It does to us. It does to us.
Whoa. What's that? I don't want anyone to get into an argument and me be in the middle of it. Right. Okay.
Don't you think that discreet is your union flag?
Okay.
Flag of our union.
You want us to move on, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. Technically, like they say, due to the fact it's in a controlled site like MOD property or something like that, if it was MOD property, yes, they wouldn't be allowed on it. Okay. However, they can gain entry by payment or otherwise, due to the fact that they would be in here
Close
otherwise.
the gates, so they need to get off the site.
No, you close at 5:30.
Yeah.
So I checked before I came here.
So will you exercise-
The material time of opening,
No,
so your standard times of
the
opening.
assessment centre, which is
I'm not
closed.
here for the assessment centre
It's
anymore.
closed.
I'm not here for that anymore.
Is the medical
It's been closed for 3 months. We are all
what's the
private
rest
back
of
of
the
house
property?
offices.
Okay.
government officers.
Government. Who funds the government?
Yes, I would imagine. If they were on that property, yes, they could be ejected by the security for that private property.
Yep.
However, at the minute, they are in the public entry property of the premises. They can film, other
problem with that filming.
than for purposes under the Terrorism Act, in which we'd stop them. However, I haven't got
How do
anything.
we know it's not for that?
I haven't got.
Go on what we do know, not what we
You
do.
haven't really
Go on what we do.
anything,
You haven't
and that's
asked.
why
Do you know why I tell you
Let's
why?
stop.
Do you know why I tell you why?
Right.
I'm
Go
already
away.
suing
They
Avon
didn't
and
know we
Somerset
could
for
do
terrorism,
fundraisers.
and he knows it.
Let's stop that.
That's assault. That's verbal assault. You
Yeah.
witnessed that.
Okay.
She's taking a piss out of his attire,
Yeah.
out of his
Okay,
dress code. That's
there
discrimination.
There wasn't an
It's
assault
discrimination.
there. He wasn't an
It's
immediate
common
threat
assault.
of violence.
Battery. It's common battery.
He wasn't an immediate.
Verbal.
It was verbal.
Verbal.
It was.
Verbal.
You know
It's
that.
still a public
You know
order,
that,
isn't it?
Constable. Yeah.
Still in using, threatening,
Public order, section 5.
and or abusive words and behaviour in a public place.
Why isn't she being arrested?
Let's
She
slow it
committed a
down.
crime.
Well, you
in
know
front
we're
of
right, don't
There's no
you?
necessity to arrest someone. You know that as well.
Yeah,
don't
well, you know that.
I'm gonna
And
show
you're
you
getting a
where she
complaint
assaulted me.
1900. You know that, don't you?
And I want something
Identifying me.
This guy here.
Okay. So yeah, technically they don't have to leave the premises here.
How do we stop them then
can't.
from distracting the staff?
Don't come out.
Don't come out.
walking around,
Ignore
talking
us.
to people?
Ignore
We
us.
work between 2 buildings.
Well then,
Coming back,
ignore us.
we're moving
Ignore
around
us.
Because
the
we
site.
didn't interact with you. We ignored you.
The ejection from private premises would be fine.
Yeah.
If they enter the grounds of the private premise,
Which is this? It's past that
No, it's not.
barrier.
It's not.
Because
Excuse
people
them.
are
So-
only
so
allowed
they
into
would-
this site by appointment. They are
Educate her.
escorted through to an assessment centre which is closed.
I was actually
But the
assaulted
Barriers are
outside of the
closed,
barrier,
so
by
this
the
is
way.
supposed to be
actually.
private
they would be
property.
allowed into the premises otherwise.
No, because it's closed.
Okay, but there isn't anything to say that straight down. If there was a sign that said this is all private premises,
Yep, well
and you could say
done.
that, then that would be the.
You're redeeming
Even though
yourself,
the facility
1900.
that
You are
houses the
redeeming
public
yourself.
element is completely closed and has
1900
been
is
for the
doing
last 4
Yeah,
months.
well, isn't
Yeah,
it?
technically, because it's
So
still
they
not.
have no right to be here because the
still not
only
from private
occupants in
premises.
this building now are government staff.
Yes.
So they're
if they-
government officials that I have a right to audit at any time I want.
Why would
One
you have
second.
a right to audit?
Because they're
second.
public officials and I pay public officials and I pay their wages.
Why
Like
do
I
you?
pay his
How
wages.
do you pay any
Let-
wages?
Because that's what your taxes
Let's
pay.
stop.
Do you pay your
Alright.
taxes?
Yes, I do. Thanks very much. Yeah, I do.
Let's stop. All right.
Yeah, I do.
Yes.
Sorry.
Okay. I know it's potentially frustrating. Okay. However, yes.
legal and lawful.
If they enter the part that's private and it's clearly indicated as private, and no normal member of the public would be able to enter otherwise, then yes, the security can eject them to the point at which it then becomes public property, which is this part and the car park. I'm guessing. Is that
Private.
okay?
Yeah,
So
barrier.
is it this car park? So it'd be from there.
So that
Into that
public's
car park.
private, and they get across the zebra crossing along the
Expectation of privacy. Just stay
Okay.
away. Why did you come out?
All right, that's fine then. They can stay in the property as here.
text you later,
And yes,
baby,
in
don't
regards
worry.
to filming, unless it's for terrorism, under the terrorism.
How
Act,
do we
they
stand on
continue to
then
film.
if we've got to lock up the site?
Very wobbly.
So are you going to leave the site before we lock the
Absolutely
site up?
not.
Or are
I'll
you
leave
gonna
it the
get locked
material.
in the site?
I'll
And a
leave it at
material time of closing.
Okay. Did they
What
enter in?
material time of closing?
Did you?
5:30. We entered through that gap there.
So you
went
so
up
you
the
didn't
way.
enter into a vehicle. So if that gets locked, you still
No,
leave.
we're not in a
But
vehicle.
it is in my
We didn't enter in a vehicle, so.
We
you
can
can
come
still
on,
leave
We
fine.
can come on here at night if we want to.
No,
know
you
that.
can't.
We actually
Hey,
can.
can I just say something, my love? Do you know when we were speaking just now and you said to me, how would they know who you are?
Yeah.
He knew who I was, didn't he?
I know, but that really worries me, and the fact
How does
of
it
the
worry?
fact that a police
Because you know
officer
what I
knows who
do,
you
my
are
love?
doesn't indicate
I
to
go
me that you're a
round. Do you know what I
particularly
do?
nice person.
Let's
I
not
go
argue.
round
Alright.
holding my public officials to
So you must
account.
be a troublemaker.
No, I'm not a troublemaker.
let's
It's
argue
called
about it then. Okay.
exercising your human rights as a human being.
When
okay?
it comes to the
Well, I'm
point of which they
exercising
have
mine
to.
It's called like
Alright.
muscles. Flex them or lose them.
Okay. When it comes to the point of which then you have to lock up that gate.
That Fed wants to arrest me. He's
Oh, does
got a
he?
chip on his
Yeah.
When it comes to the point of
Let's go and
having
say
to
hello
lock up
to
that
him.
blue lever,
He's begging for a reason.
Yeah, he's begging, isn't he? Begging. That's good. He's secure. He hasn't left the laptops open. That's good. He's securing my public property. That's very good. So 885, am I going to get your surname? Like you should have identify yourself.
Can I ask you a question, right?
As you know, I know you do. Because you know I know the law. Because you know I know you know everything about me. You really believe all this crap about a mask and shit like that, do you?
I think it's more for like your guys' benefit, to be fair.
Really? Take it off, mate. I don't need anything for my benefit. Take it off. If it's doing your head in, mate.
Sorry, I'm trying to listen.
Take it off.
However, they're saying when it becomes the material time of leaving, it's 5:30.
I checked before I came.
Yeah.
I also checked on the land registry as well that this is a public road.
Yeah.
What, is that what it says online?
Yeah.
On the land registry, this is public.
Do you know what? I
No, I
don't
mean
go
the-
anywhere a
I mean
Google
the,
car can't go.
Sorry, section
That's for the
33,
assessment
Criminal
centre.
Justice Act.
No, the times when it opens.
Material
Is
time.
that what's on the
Yeah,
internet?
8:30 till 5:30.
Okay.
Yeah.
If that's what's on the internet,
For the assessment centre.
Doesn't make a difference.
apply
No,
to
it
the
applies to the
site.
site.
they can still stay on this property while it's that.
Yeah.
No, but if the assessment centre's not here
She's not getting
and,
it.
and
Sure.
operating,
She's really
we're not
hurting.
abiding by a closing time
Are
of
you
5:30.
I know.
you learning something
If my
today,
fire
sir?
alarms
Did you
have
get
to
that
go off
assault
and this
on
site's
camera?
got to be
Oh, I got all of
regulated
it.
and that gate got to be shut, that's not my fault.
You learning something
No,
today?
it's not.
You
It's
know
a
we're here.
national emergency
Good,
in
innit?
my building.
You go ahead and
would
do what
be-
you like.
That would be a different bit of legislation of which you probably then come under the sort of the same rules that the fire service come under, in which they have the power to basically do anything for the purpose of saving life or not stopping a fire. Okay, which would be to the point if you're trying to prevent injury or prevent loss of life by locking those gates, that would more than likely be the bit of legislation we
Yep.
could do it under. Which, yes, it then wouldn't be false imprisonment, as you'd have a genuine reason to lock them gates.
Yep.
She's just told you that she would lock the gate so we can't get out. It's on camera. She just said that.
No, all
I
right.
said,
So that
if,
what you just explained to
if
is
the
irrelevant.
alarm
Yeah.
happened to
Yeah.
go off, I'm the health and safety manager here. I need to know where I
I thought you was
stand.
the site manager. You said.
Both. I manage
If you
health
were,
and
if
safety
you
and
were
the site.
happen to fire alarm happens to go off at any time at all, and we're still on property, as law-abiding members of the community
Yeah.
as we are,
You would
because
leave
as
the
you know we
premises.
broke no laws, we'd leave the property.
Good. That's
He knows
all I
that.
need to know. Thank
That
you
constable
very
there knows that.
And that's fine. So
You keep that camera rolling.
Yeah. You show them the assaults, mate.
they're happily saying that they will leave when it comes to the time of closing, which they are fully within their right to do. Okay, this is legislatively a public space for them to the purpose of entering, due to the fact that the public have access to that premises there.
But they don't at this time. And they haven't
I
had
know.
for the past
But
4 months.
it would
Put that
still be
spade
on the
away,
land
maybe.
registry as being that. Okay, if
Based
that,
on what they've told you, yeah.
okay, I'm more than likely guessing due to the fact that that is a
Dude.
Government
an
building.
assessment. Yeah, it's an assessment centre, and there is other reasons that people can go there.
And that
Disability
sign
care
actually
service.
says public car park right there. I can walk right down here if I want to. And I'm going to. See, it's funny. Your sign says no recording equipment, so I didn't go in because I had a camera, because it was telling me that I wasn't allowed to record, so I didn't enter there because that's prohibited for me. So do you see how the law works? Works really well when you allow it, don't you, and not just clown around.
Yeah, I know. That's what I'm
That's a shame. They left
Okay.
last year.
Hey Ed,
However, that
I
private
just
property, they can be
proved the
ejected
law
from
works perfectly well.
They can be ejected
Because
from
on
the
that
private
door,
property. Okay.
There's a sign
and we
that said
think
recording equipment prohibited with a line.
from the
Okay.
barriers
So I didn't walk in
Okay.
because it was telling me I couldn't do it.
There you go then.
So the law
I know.
works really well when you allow it.
Exactly.
I know
So they've
what you
actually
get
got
at,
signs
don't
up.
Yeah.
Constable, can I just point out that my good friend here has just realised that on some of the doors they actually have signs prohibiting photography. So we won't go in any of those areas, but they don't have any of those signs out here. So I don't know where their argument is.
Okay.
Why tickets? Why put signs up in some places and not everywhere?
My argument was when I come
I
out
don't
and
want to
asked you
speak
to
to you
go,
anymore because
Yeah.
you're too
because you were
aggressive.
walking downwards and we have trouble down there,
He's
and you
too
were
aggressive.
past.
When
you
he
were
came-
past.
when
Did
he
I?
Stop
Who
it.
did you have trouble with, sir?
When
Who
we got-
did you have?
no,
No. What? Okay. Were they young, old,
I'm gonna
my
talk-
age?
I'm gonna talk
Were they
to this
holding a
guy.
camera?
Was it him? Was it me?
Well,
Our
You know what I
fear
mean?
when we saw you
Fear?
was
They
yeah,
were
it was
past
a
the-
fear.
What?
We
Fear?
are being
Past the,
harassed.
Irrational.
Harassed? harassed?
Belief.
Do you know the
Not by you,
definition?
not by you.
Did you know the definition of a
Coming
harassment?
down there,
Past there,
terrorising the
walking-
area.
How many
at the
times did they
bottom.
come?
Towards the
Every night.
Every night?
Every day. They're in there
Yeah,
constantly.
but are they
Same
used?
people?
Are they used?
Not
So
you.
we
Some
tried
people are
locking the
urban.
door.
Yeah, but they look my age. Were they
Yeah,
holding a
they're
camera?
urban
Were they
explorers.
holding
They're
expensive
urban
camera
explorers.
So they
equipment?
were
That
going
advertised it
and
online.
that's dangerous.
And
Okay,
then
but it's
loads
not
of
against the
people
law,
will
is
come
it?
here and
And then
destroy
when
it.
you ask them to leave that part that would be classed as private, have they left?
No.
Well, why are we up here?
What part are we talking about? What
not
part are we
talking to you.
talking about?
I would suggest by that sign, at the point of which you get to that sign is where it turns
This is
into
really
private
stressing me
property.
out.
Yeah.
Because that's the point at which it says you must report to a certain point should you leave it. Okay, so, yeah. Would you accept that?
What sign's that?
Which I would say it turns into private property.
No, it's not, because the council painted
Nah,
lines
that
go all the way
that
down the road.
that's not
Let's take a walk.
that's not a
These-
prohibited sign.
It's public property.
These
You can
ones-
see
Okay.
other signs for the public
Officer.
telling them to go in different
Officer,
places.
we're doing so well. Let's stop trying to cop-splain where we can and can't
Okay.
go, though. This whole road, okay, right down to the very bottom, right way down,
It's public.
is public. Any of the buildings
Yeah.
that are
It
adjacent
is
to it,
private land. Section
Okay.
33 says we can be here.
okay,
Okay.
any of the buildings, let me speak, any of the buildings that are marked
Yeah.
private or no video recording,
Yeah.
we won't enter.
Yeah, so when
But
it's private,
fundamentally, the grounds, the whole grounds of this establishment, the grounds,
okay.
is public.
Also, it's all on Google
Okay.
Maps.
It's not. The ground.
Look, sir,
when it
we're
comes
doing
to-
so well.
When it comes to you entering the premises,
I'm not
in
going
which
to go in
the
any
part-
buildings.
of which they become private and the curtilage of those
don't know.
buildings.
I'm
Do
not
you
going to
know
go
the
in
law?
any buildings. I
Yeah.
attempted
Do you know
to
the
go in
law?
that building to make a complaint about
Do
this
you know the
gentleman
law?
here, but there was no one in there. Other than that, I'm not
No,
going
no,
interested in
I
any
don't-
buildings.
I don't care
I'm not
about your
interested in
site
going in.
policies.
I want to go and see the bunker
Okay?
that's down
I
the
don't
bottom.
know. You are. You're quoting
That's what I want to
straight.
see. Who doesn't want to see a
I
military
know the
bunker?
law.
Yeah.
Do you know the law?
Is that
Okay, you
still
don't, so be
come
quiet.
under MOD property?
No, it's not. The
The
MOD aren't
bunker?
here.
It used to be. It used
Destroyed,
to be.
isn't it?
MOJ. Oh no.
Ministry of Justice, Government Department.
So you guys were just videoing them?
Absolutely.
Huh? That's
But that
it.
was it.
I want to see the bunker, so really that's what I want to see, because I didn't even know.
Enter
Because I asked this gentleman here.
He's already been down there.
Yeah,
already been down there.
but I didn't know the bunker was there.
When I realised
Because
there was
if
no
you
one
want me
in
to
there,
run the video back, there's a hell of a lot of it. 'Cause you know
How come
I'm
you asked me a
not
question,
doing it.
Constable?
You know where I've been for the last
you
few
just
days,
asked me a
don't you?
question and went
Because
on
it was you who identified. It was Avon and Somerset identified me to Kent Police.
Oh, I don't know that.
Oh no, well you know I've been down there though, don't you? Because it's come up on your intelligence reports. Yeah.
I haven't
I've
seen
been to
anything.
Dover.
I haven't seen anything about you in ages.
Ask me questions.
Really? You'll see a lot more now.
Okay.
Honestly.
Right.
But you
So-
shouldn't have done that though. You shouldn't have said my name in front of them.
Oh,
Can
are
I
we-
just get you to admit that you shouldn't have said my name to those people there, because you knew that we hadn't committed any offence, and
Go
you
ahead.
actually saying,
I didn't know
I'm
at that
waiting.
time.
No. You're saying that
But
you're
you
waiting
didn't
to
know that you
see
had.
if any offences were committed. You know it was me coming out here, and you know I don't commit offences.
Yes. I would probably tag this with a media tag. And we'll come up with an update in a second.
Media tag, nice one. Nice one. But you've got to remove that badge, because it is Avon and Somerset policy. You're not allowed to wear it. Because I've got it. I'll show you it. I'll get you it up right now. The policy that says you're not allowed to wear that badge.
Okay. I will allow my supervisor to tell me that.
Okay. Well, technically, I am your supervisor because you work for me
You are-
as a Crown official.
You aren't technically a police constable though, so you aren't part of the rank structure.
Yeah, I am technically a police constable because I hold the civilian authority of arrest under section 24A.
Yep.
There you go then, isn't it,
Citizen's
sir?
arrest.
So,
That's
sir,
the
I'm
one-
arresting you,
And that's
okay,
tribal
for
identity
assault.
offence.
So you do not have to say anything, but it may harm your defence if you do not mention when questioned something you relate or line
do
in
you know
court.
one of the things
You do
that-
not have to say anything you later. Okay,
We deal with
sir, I've just
confidential information.
arrested this guy.
It's only when there's a constable not able to affect that
Well,
If they
you
have
can't
full
affect the
access
arrest
to the
because you're
site,
busy. Sir, I'm detaining you now because you assaulted this gentleman there. Okay.
So they're okay
Yeah.
to do
They're
that.
still in a public space.
Pull your blinds down. Create the privacy.
It would be.
Why do we have barriers and gates here?
You don't
Why-
have a barrier.
Because the government. I'll tell you why. Because the government sticks you out of your money.
We have the gate.
Yeah.
The gate. There's a big metal gate at the
Yeah,
end.
yeah.
Okay.
And
What?
when we leave, that's shut.
But you're
Yeah,
here
because
now.
at the material time then, your business is closed.
The way we would. If you want to deal with this
Look at that
effectively
face,
in that
guys.
manner,
He's
Civil.
so
you would
unhappy.
have to get up the curtilage of the premises.
Yeah.
So you would have to see where the curtilage of your premises ends, say when it becomes private property.
Yeah.
So the curtilage is on the deeds, a very outer bound.
No, there's not. We check
premises.
everywhere we go. We check first.
Well, you don't think that acted as a...
That isn't a prohibited sign. That's not a legislative sign because it has no legislation or anything. That's just telling you, report, all visitors and drivers must report. Okay.
So did you?
I don't have to because I got other business on these premises in the public areas. Okay.
All visitors.
If I had business inside that building, I would go into it.
All
But I had
to reception, it
business
said.
on the
You
premises.
failed to report to reception.
I don't have to do anything because
Well,
that
you
sign
do,
there.
because you keep telling me all these regulations.
No, but
signs
it's different because if you actually give your fucking mouth a fucking your mouth a chance, your ears a chance before you know, as much as you work your mouth.
Right, Chris.
Well, that's right.
Yes, you are. You are distressing me. Stop talking to me. You're talking to me. Take the camera away from me. No, I won't take the camera away from you.
There is the public order element, but they're not technically committing any public order offences because they're not alarming, harass or
He's assault. Okay. Chris, can you keep that camera on? I'm going to show the assault.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm just going to switch off, alright? Just I've got to show the assault.
Harassment is something that has to amount to a course of conduct.
Also,
Hang on. Harassment.
you have to tell me to go.
Okay,
I come back
harassment. So
3
we
times.
use all the whole.
I'm not saying
act.
you're committing the offence.
Okay. It's harassment
I-
using threatening words.
No, that then becomes
That's
public order.
That's a public order. Sorry.
Okay.
But harassment has to be a continued course of action.
You can even hear what I'm doing, so that I will come in here and
Is that illegal? No, it's alright. I'm allowed to do it there. I just can't do it even there. Do you know the really, really annoying thing? Had they actually contacted us and told us what they were doing, we would have actually assisted them in doing it if it was done correctly. Well, you can't, you know, in the fact that supposedly
he grabbed me and
they're here to, you know, give people with agoraphobia and everything else, you know, a bird's eye view.
I will obviously investigate it.
If you can't know what we're doing, you would have done it.
I don't have the sense for arrest.
I'm sure you understand the arrest necessities just as well as I do.
Hold on.
So if we would have pushed him then, and I pushed him, okay, would you have nicked me?
It would have been
Would you have nicked me?
It would have been the difference
Would
of whether
you?
you
No, it would have been a difference then.
of whether you refused to leave the premises.
You are an idiot.
serious?
Come on,
All
you
of
were
it-
redeeming
no,
yourself.
hold on.
You now just
Constable.
dug yourself.
Hold on a minute, because it actually means. Are you serious right now?
In regards to what?
I just showed you an assault. You saw it.
And I'm going to investigate it. I'm going to take his details and I will deal with it. However,
He needs to be arrested.
but as you well know, there has to be a necessity for the point
So
of
when you
arrest.
leave, right? He's already
Yeah.
assaulted me once.
And that's what I'll have to mitigate, and I'll have to have that conversation to see whether I need to arrest
I want to
him or
hear
not.
that conversation. Also, he's under a citizen's arrest right now.
Yeah.
That only works if it's an indictable
He arrested
offence.
him before you got here.
No, it works for
It's not
where.
It's a common law offence.
So it doesn't work on a summary offence.
No.
Okay, I don't know
was
if it
unaware
covers
of that.
summary offences.
I will be looking into that.
I will be looking into
I'll
that.
do my research when I get home when I have the time.
That's
But-
something I'm more than happily to say.
So, Constable,
There's a-
you would have gladly arrested me if I committed an assault on him, wouldn't you? Gladly.
Well, no, 'cause it depends. I wouldn't.
No,
have
you
needed
would
to.
have. Come on, don't BS me.
Would I have needed to?
No, you would have.
Because
would have,
you would have known
100%.
the law and legislation as well as I
Yeah,
did.
because I wouldn't have committed that offence in the first place. But he has. He should know the law and
and I would
legislation
have offered
because
you
that's
the
his
chance
job.
To leave. wouldn't I?
That's his job. His job.
You went from here
down to there now. You were redeeming
you're a
yourself. You've gone down. I wasn't even going to put in the complaint for you doxing me just now, but that's gone back up. So either arrest him, or do you know what? My solicitor's having a field day with Avon and Somerset.
Okay. What do you want my necessity be to arrest him?
Huh?
What do you want my necessity?
Because it's an assault, so normally your necessity is to, is it to
arrest him?
To conduct a prompt and effective investigation. So it's fresh in everybody's head of the whole event. Prompt and effective investigation, because it's fresh in everybody's head. He should be arrested like I am. So it is double standards again. Double standards of pace. Double standards. Double standards you are. And you know it. What the hell? Oh my God. G4S.
It's fine. That's fine.
It's very, very uncomfortable.
This guy just wants me arrested.
No, I don't want you arrested. I want you to leave the site.
Well, then go back into your office and leave us alone. Because we would have come in here, conducted our business, and left.
Unfortunately,
Listen,
I'm talk about something. No. Since you asked, I'll tell you why I'm out here.
Feelings,
I'll tell you
their
why I'm
own
out here.
feelings, that's their problem.
No, it's all about you, isn't it? You asked a question.
You're not listening. I've allowed
we have people here, but there are people around everywhere with mental health issues. Some of them get very distressed with cameras pointing at them. Right? When somebody from my staff is upset because they've had a camera pointed, that becomes my issue. That affects their output for the rest of the day. I don't think you should be pointing cameras at me. I don't like it. It doesn't distress me. It kind of annoys me a little bit, but some people it actually distresses. I don't think that's fair.
Take a breath now and let me speak. Okay,
I don't want to hear it.
No, there you go. Look, so see what I mean?
I've heard enough.
Ignorant.
I've heard enough.
Ignorant. Really ignorant. So jog on back to your office if you ain't going to speak to me. You're being rude to me, so I'll be rude to you. Because they know I give courtesy when courtesy's due, but you don't deserve crap all. Because you're given a disrespect. Okay? If no, you listen to me for a change. If you would have came on, no, because you've had your say and you're trying to talk over me.
Oh, and that was hard to do because you wouldn't let me get a word in edgewise.
No, I shut up, and he knows I shut up, and it's on camera. Okay? If you would have left us alone and actually let us conduct business on a public property, we would have been gone long ago.
Do you know
Yet you had to waste public funds, okay, to call these officers out, and I can't believe they attended because they even knew before they attended who I was. And they know no offences would have been committed because they know I know the law very well and I only go where I can. And I am exercising my rights, and this is a public estate, okay, which is owned by the public. You might not agree with that, but it's fact, because we work on what we do know and not what we don't, okay, and I only do what I'm allowed, okay, and you would have left us alone, we would have been gone long ago. And your staff's feelings doesn't trump law, okay?
You don't care about that then?
No, what?
About feelings, about distressing people who may or may not have mental health issues.
If your staff member was so distressed, she wouldn't have come out, and I've got it on 2 cameras, and he's got it on his. She pushed him.
Did I say it was a she?
There's a young lady here, mouth almighty, who was given the gob. Telex summer or ever. She's gone now. She came out, going, I'm harassed. But yet, she was walking into a building and we were walking past, and she came out.
Well,
so she was harassed, she wouldn't have come back and pushed my colleague. So yet, not once was he assaulted, he's been assaulted twice whilst being on this site. Right? And it looks like very much none of them are going to be arrested. Yet, if I committed an assault on any member in this place, I would have been carted off straight away. So it proves to me that my job, what I do, okay, works, because it actually shows tyrants and double standards, okay? He knows I'm right. He does. Completely. I'm done talking to you now. I'm done.
I'm sorry, you said how rude I was.
Yeah, I'm rude. Because you know why? It's a brilliant thing in life, because rudeness isn't a crime.
I've sat here listening to you.
Rudeness isn't a crime. I can be as rude to you as I want to, as long as I don't swear.
Congratulations, 'cause you've achieved
yeah,
that.
good.
Tick that one off.
Good. That's good. That's brilliant.
I thought you were done
Brilliant.
talking to me.
I am.
Go on.
Yeah. Yep.
I think, as you can imagine, as I'm sure you see online.
Oh, please don't.
No. What I was going to say was that's probably why they're getting annoyed.
That's not our fault.
I know it's not. I'm not saying it's your fault. However, it's like you see in all them videos. People get crowded up because, yes, you know the law, but it's not law that.
You mean all of his videos?
It's not the law that's in the forefront of everyone's mind.
Yeah, but that's why
do you feel why we're doing it, to bring it into everyone's forefront of minds? Because you see that our rights are being eroded because no one knows what our rights are.
Don't use them,
yeah?
use them.
Yeah, it's like a muscle. You've got big ones, so you must exercise your rights all the time. You flex them.
I've just got back.
Yeah?
I've just got back to work. I broke my arm.
Well, there you go.
Yeah.
He's cool, isn't he?
He's all right.
Okay.
But I'm still not happy that he called me by my name in front of everybody.
I'm sure that's the reason they're getting annoyed, purely because these law and legislation that you quote.
They don't know.
Yeah, people don't know. So when you're telling someone that you can film on private land, well, on
public land,
which they believe is to be private,